right. Y'all know what time it is? Y'all know how we do it. Sundays at 1 o'clock. Unapologetically black. All the time, every time. I'm talking about blackity, blackity, black, black. Yeah, it is. That's right. That's how we coming in. That's how we bringing it. That's the energy that we coming with. Because this is how we come every time we do it. Each and every Sunday at 1 p.m. on All Black Everything. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? It's your boy Haneef302. You are tuned in to All Black Everything. We are live in the studio at WHGE 95.3 FM. Big shout outs to Mr. Harmon Carey, the founder and the station manager. WHGE is the first and only all black radio station in Delaware. And this week I got a special guest host with me. EbonéX is out and about, but we got Jasmine in here today to talk about what she's going to be talking about. How you feeling, Jasmine?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here, and I love this experience. This is like amazing.
Well, I'm glad to have you, and I know if Shanae sent you already know that this is All Black Everything, where we're going to be black and proud. We're going to say it loud. And each and every week, we kick it off with the Black History facts, the legacy lessons. And this week, we want everybody listening and watching to know, if you don't know, to know about Anthony Swart. That's right, Black Anthony, the first documented African American in Delaware. In fact, he was the one that brought the colonizers in on the boats to Delaware. But respectfully, one thing about Black Anthony as coming in on the boats where them colonizers might have ships full of people, Black Anthony was like, nah, they not your slaves though, bro. Here, we landing right here, we gonna chill right here, and then y'all part is over that way. You feel me? So, you know, Jasmine, how are you familiar with the story about Black Anthony?
Yeah,
what you know about it?
It was really cool. I actually ended up doing research for kind of some work I was doing on environmental justice.
Okay.
Yeah. I do a lot of outreach, and I wanted to share some Black history facts in Delaware. So it's like, all right, I need to know some Black history facts myself. Right. So I came across, Black history in Delaware, and Anthony Swart popped up. Okay. So I'm like, okay, who is this character, Anthony Swart? And the story's remarkable. There's like a whole, when I started digging into it, Delaware Online shared that there was a whole event to celebrate, I think it was the Old Swede Center. Yes. That had had a ceremony for Black Anthony in, was it around 2014? I might be wrong with the dates. But it was really cool. They basically kind of brought up this information so that we can all really get to know that Black Anthony was a very important character in the establishment of African Americans here in Delaware.
Yes, indeed.
So Black Anthony, what I found out is that he's a Caribbean. Yeah. And the Swedish, who were the first ones to colonize, come here to Delaware. They picked him up from the Caribbean, but he wasn't just any African American. So of course this was during the period of enslavement, and as traumatic as that is, he was a very skilled person. He was a navigator, and he was a sailor. So he helped them to get here. Like you said, that's not a little job. That means that he was very intelligent, and that's also why, I think his role under Governor Johann Prince, basically it kind of paints the picture that he was important. One of the things I've read also is that he was one of the liaisons to help the communications with the Lenape people. Wow. So that's an important thing, because that's how, like you said, those colonizers were able to come here and get comfortable. They had to build a relationship with those indigenous people, and that's what helped them to establish. They had a good relationship. The Swedish were actually anti-slavery. They had outlawed slavery in Sweden. So it's almost, to me, it seems like Black Anthony was not a slave at all. He was He was not. I was waiting, because one little known fact is, although it is true the Swedes met Black Anthony in the Caribbean, Black Anthony was already a resident of Virginia when he met the Swedes and owned land in Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware.
right? Because there are additional, outside of the Swedes, he also helped the Dutch and the Germans dock into Virginia. All right, and so Black Anthony was one of the world's best navigators of the seas, right? But like I said, the amazing work he would do was he would not allow slaves to come in off those boats. Well, if you was black and you got off the boat, you was going to be free. You was going to be living in the black community, but you were going to be given an opportunity to use your gift, skills, and talents, or learn ones that was going to help you to help the community and help yourself and your family, man. Wow. And Governor Johann Prince, who did give Black Anthony a job sort of as like mayor of the city. There were no mayors back then. But Governor Johann Prince is who, in fact, Governor Prince in Northeast Wilmington is named after. And he only had what he had going on because Black Anthony was his right-hand man. Yeah. Wow. So big ups to Black Anthony. If you don't know about Black Anthony, you haven't heard about Black Anthony, make sure that you go ahead and do some homework, figure it out. Old Swedes Community Center and Church is located right down the corners of 6th and Church, and it's free and open to the public. Although they keep the Swedish records, they do have authentic records that show Black Anthony, as well as I believe they say 1,000 black people were already here in Wilmington, Delaware when the Swedes arrived. And they got all the official documents at Old Swedish Church. So that's why you got to know what's going on when it's going on when it comes to our people, you know?
Absolutely.
What else you got for us, Jasmine? Because you know I know something when it comes to Black history facts and legacy lessons. Yeah. What else you got for the people today?
I know another cool fact that I had found was the ship that he arrived on was called the Vogel Grip. And that actually arrived at what Johann Prince had built, which is now what we still have today, Fort Christina Park. So that is at the corner of, I believe it's 1st and Church Street.
Fourth. Well, it might be called 1st and Church because Christiana Park is different because it kind of sits back in the cut.
Yeah, but that's like also a nationally recognized, what do they call that? The Underground Railroad. They stopped on the Underground Railroad.
Yes, indeed.
Part of the first state national historic park they designate.
Christiana Park definitely was a stop on the Underground Railroad. In fact, that's why South Bridge and Eastside is so significant. Places like Mount Joy Church and South Bridge, you have the Christiana Park as you come over the bridge, and then even where the Old Swedes Church is down 7th Street. The 7th Street, it's like a peninsula back there over the east side. These were all primary locations and stops on the Underground Railroad that people often frequented on their way to freedom here in Delaware or headed further up north. Word.
So powerful.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I'm telling you, Black history is not just in February. We do Black History 365 all the time. In fact, Black history is so deep, it goes back to ancient history. And there are a few terms that I just wanted to introduce to the people. These are familiar to some of my conscious people. But everybody listening and watching should be familiar with the term Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a term that could be translated as I am because we are. And I always remember Ubuntu because it basically to me says no one person is more important than the other. We all are where we're at because somebody else poured into us. We all have accomplished many things because of the other people that are around us. We just had the discipline, the knowledge, and the ambition to implement and go and do it. But just remember, Ubuntu is a Southern African term, and it basically means I am because we are. Another term you should be familiar with from ancient Egypt is Ma'at, right? Ma'at is a fundamental concept in ancient Egypt philosophy that represents the order of truth, justice, and balance. Like, we all need balance in our lives, but it's important to lead with truth and justice. And that's what the principles of Ma'at teach. So that's a couple terms that I want to make people familiar with. Jasmine, you familiar with Ubuntu and Ma'at?
Ubuntu, that's new for me, but okay. I like that one. I'm trying to get into, I know during Kwanzaa, me and my family was doing Swahili, so okay. I like that Ubuntu. I got to pick that up. And
okay.
Then, but Ma'at, I love, that's actually my everything. I love, Ma'at and that whole, all the concepts in ancient Kemetic philosophy. That's like everything that I do, so.
For sure.
No one loves Ma'at.
Yes, indeed. Well, before we close out this week's segment of Black History Facts and Legacy Lessons, Jasmine, was there anything else you wanted to share with the people just to further their understanding of our people and who we are?
I know one other fact that I had around that was really getting to know my elders, honestly, in like my development. So I went to school. I'm from Delaware.
Okay.
I went to school here, Delaware, University of Delaware.
Okay.
Class of 2022.
All right.
Yeah, I studied environmental science, and I came back to Wilmington to bring that knowledge here, to keep it here.
Okay.
Because I know that my people need it, and in doing that, that's where that, in combination with talking to my elders, respecting and realizing that my elders are the ones that have led me to where I am, right? All of us, like you said, Ubuntu, I am because we are.
Yes, indeed.
I was able to reconnect with someone from my church that I grew up with.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've been going to the Resurrection Center since I was 3, and that is in Northeast Wilmington.
Yep.
On Market Street.
On Market, yeah.
Yeah, and so one of the powerful things that we've been doing, the work is with Stacey Henry.
Okay.
She is the founder of Delaware's first resilience hub.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's so important because with environmental science and this environmental justice conversation, it's really about our survival and making sure that we are prepared for emergencies. So that's what we did with the hub.
Okay,
really
so hold on.
Yeah.
So what is a resilience hub? Just break it down for all the listeners or watchers who may not even be familiar with what a resilience hub is.
Yes, so a resilience hub is the location you go to in the community in the event of an emergency. Okay. So like we are familiar with natural disasters, flooding, or what we had last year, which was extreme heat, but we haven't actually as people or really as families on our own thought about what am I going to do in the event of an emergency. Right. And unfortunately in 2021 there was that kind of emergency. There was a major flood here in Wilmington. People were displaced from their homes due to that flood, and there was sewage and lots of other not healthy things in the water. So that whole emergency kind of awakened our eyes to like we need as Wilmington to have a plan for our people. Plan. Yes, indeed. Yes, so that's what that is. Okay, so the resiliency hub. So is it at the Resurrection Center? Where is the hub? Okay, so hold on. If I live in Wilmington, especially if I live over the north side, and there is a natural disaster in my neighborhood, there is a dire emergency circumstances, I can come to the Resurrection Center. Well, so in that case, what the hub is working on right now is the full plan in connection with the government, because right now we are a satellite. We're called Delaware's first resilience hub because this is new to not just Delaware, but the whole country, the nation. So this isn't just a us conversation, but it's cool that we're Delaware. We first. Yeah, we are the first, right? So it's almost like it follows that same pattern that we are doing what the whole country needs to do for our people. Because when natural disasters come, in environmental science, climate change, and all that, it's real. And we've already been experiencing, the floods, like I said, here in Wilmington, 2021. Last year we had the really worst extreme heat summer, and it's getting worse every summer. That's what scientists are observing. And I think in 2020, maybe we had a little mini earthquake here in Wilmington. Exactly. Yeah. So in terms of, I won't get into all the statistics because, it's really a whole workshop. We need to start getting the people aware of what's going on in their specific part of the city, but also the whole city. There's a lot of government officials that we can get to know that would love to talk more about, and not even just government officials, people that work for our city. And they care. They're doing the work every day. We have environmental, managers and quality professionals that are helping to maintain this work, but they're also trying to get the message to us. So we've got to participate, hear them, come out to events.
Get active. I always say that. Okay.
So,
well, we have to go back. So big shout out and much love to Stacey Henry for being the founder of Delaware's first resilience hub. Environmental justice is important. I'm talking about the air we breathe, the water we drink. It's all environmental. That's what environmental justice is all about. Making sure that we have a quality way of life so that we can live a quality life by ensuring the environment is giving us what we need. And we taking care of the environment too. Because we got to be responsible too, right? No littering, no dumping toxic stuff. It gets deeper than that. But at a basic level, the environment is important. Our history is important. And that's why we always come with the Black History Legacy Facts each and every week. But then you also know that we got to come with the culture report. We're going to talk about it, especially here on All Black Everything. We're going to talk about local artists. So, Jasmine, being here in Delaware, familiar with Wilmington, let me ask you, because see, EbonéX is not familiar with the local music scene. She always coming in with national news, what's going on with the celebrities. But let me ask you, what you know about the local artists here in Wilmington and in Delaware?
I know, right? So, as an environmentalist, everything is all about supporting your local community.
Okay.
Because you are a part of your local community.
Facts.
So, it's imperative actually that you participate because you can almost go unheard, and that's where it's a bad thing, right? So, all that to say that I've started to get in touch with that, and the first artist that I came across was Richard Raw.
Big shout out to my guy, Richard Raw. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's cool. We actually did a project together a couple years back with the farm that I was working at, Conscious Connections, Inc.
Okay, Conscious Connections. Big shout out to him.
We did a music and nutrition course at the Powell Center, Wilmington Powell. And he did a really awesome song with the kids. And his music, after, I was like, oh yeah, he's a whole musician. Let me check it out on YouTube. And I have Spotify, so that's, my platform. But it's amazing. And the stuff he's working on currently, absolutely fire. We were just playing the whole, what is that, The Crown?
Yes, indeed.
Man, there's so much, so many good.
Make sure that if you're listening or watching, you go back and you check out, download The Crown by Richard Raw. It's on all streaming platforms, but that album is definitely a masterpiece. Big shout out to Rich. That's my guy. And if you stay tuned, you're going to hear some of Rich's work when we go to break. But make sure you stay locked in for that. So, okay, that makes sense. Once you started digging, you already kind of knew Rich, but you started looking into Delaware music. First thing that really popped up on your radar was Richard Raw. That makes sense to me. That's my guy. He's been doing the music for a minute and he buzzing. What else is on your radar? Locally, or is that it?
Yeah,
you only bumping Rich right now, locally.
Yeah, no, actually, it's cool because the whole music side of things. I used to play viola when I was, young elementary school, so I have a couple skills. I dig deep down in there.
Right on.
The cool part is that my fiance, he actually is a musician, so he's he plays all the instruments. Any instrument you name it, he plays them very well. He's primarily strings, but in general, he is that guy. So.
Hold on, y'all. Pause. We got fiance in the cut. Y'all might can't see or hear him. What's your favorite instrument to play? You play all of them. What's your favorite one?
My favorite is viola.
Viola. Okay. All right. He's making some good music over there. We're going to come back to that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So you into music. So all right.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's at home. We got the instruments and, we be... just playing with the different vibes and everything. We're definitely tapped into that whole positive vibration, right?
Yes,
and being able to work with the elements and music being that element that is the air. So absolutely love that. And so my fiance, his name is Erosion.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been making music for some time and got some songs out. Everyone should definitely check it out on what's your name? SoundCloud.
Hold on, pause, because y'all wouldn't even believe me if I told you. I'm telling you, we got the fiance in the building. Come on, let them know how they can find you, man. Get some of that or hear some of that good music.
So you can find me on SoundCloud, One more.
Yeah, I told you I was going to put him on the spot. He was behind the camera, not even expecting to be on today. But I want to make sure that we highlight this man because he's making original music.
Yes.
For any artists that may want to collaborate, for any venues that might need a performance, you definitely want to get with Erosion, and you can check out some of his music. He going to pull up his platform for us so he can share it with everybody that's listening and watching. But this is why I say stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, yo. So now you never know when this shit time. You know what I mean? I know I be, look, the light is shining on it. I just wanted to include Erosion. Soon as he pull it up, we gonna give y'all the information. But this is all about highlighting local artists and music.
Yeah.
And while Erosion is pulling up his platform, what?
Oh, I was going to say, and conscious music.
Conscious music.
Because, yeah, that's really
I could dig it. That's important.
The cool part.
That's important.
Richard kind of introduced that, but I didn't realize until getting into that that's exactly what they've been doing the whole time. They're Afro-Caribbean, hip-hop, reggae, but conscious, you know, because that message is ultimately what our work is. Like, we have to make sure that, and that's my message to all people, please make sure, as an environmentalist who, like, sees the whole way that all of our systems work together, please make sure that like the work that you're doing, the intention and what you consciously see is happening around you is like honorable to yourself and honorable to the planet around you. Because that's like really what this is about. So conscious music is like everything that and more, right? And yes, Erosion and Coop as well. That's his partner in crime or partner in success, I will say, actually. Because they are definitely...
Big ups to Erosion and Coop. Erosion, you got that jam right there. Tell the people.
So you can follow us on SoundCloud at Coop. You look right there.
Yeah.
You have that?
Yeah.
What's a song that I can highlight? Because you know me, I got the
You can follow
underground.
us on Instagram as well.
Coop. You got to go find them. COUPE. Erosion and Coop. Yeah.
That's our record label, Formula.
Yeah.
All right. You
can spell that?
Over there.
Spell that for the people.
4 OURMULA.
Yeah.
Right,
yo, make sure y'all get down with the formula. You get down with Erosion and Coop. They making that conscious music. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about because, see, me and my bro Worldwide Wale, we on a new wave too. We on something different, right? And we on this motivational music, right? Motivational music gonna be a whole new genre, like. So I'm interested to build on with you more, Erosion, because if you could play the music, like I could talk over anything. Yeah. And I love to talk over the beats. And in fact, I started a whole positive vibes experience with this movement. You know what I'm saying? Where the positive vibes experience is not just about being positive. You got to be positive. Absolutely. Positive energy, positive vibes, positive perspective, positive vibrations. You got to have the ability to do good even if things ain't good. You got to have the ability to turn a negative into positive. Now, vibrate with me, be positive with me. It's the positive vibes experience. You did? So this motivational music is going to wake people up. It's going to make positivity trendy. And that's what me and my bro Worldwide Wale is doing with this music thing right now. So big ups to Erosion and Coop. Big ups to Richard Raw. And big ups to all of you. Make sure that you support local artists. It's part of the culture. And also part of the culture, we got to make sure that we let you know what's goings on with the goings ons around town. Jasmine, what you know what's going on this week, this month, here in Wilmington and Delaware that the people can get involved in?
Yeah, so the cool thing is I definitely have made my passion my real life. So I'm actually the Delaware Community Coordinator for the Partnership for the Delaware Estuary. Okay. So I coordinate lots of outdoor activities and experiences for people here in all of Delaware. One cool thing that everyone can check out is at the Route 9 Library, there's an art gallery.
Okay,
it's called the 2025 Trash in the Treasure Art Contest.
Okay.
Yeah, and please go check it out. But also
Trash in the Treasure?
Trash into Treasure.
Trash into Treasure
contest.
Yes. Break it down. Hold on. What is the Trash into Treasure contest all about?
So, this is an annual contest that the estuary has been doing for some time, but I had the pleasure of joining them last year and getting to help curate this year and, be a part of that project. But essentially, it's helping people to understand that we live in what's called the Christina River watershed.
Okay.
That is basically that our river, the river that flows from New York through Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, and into the Chesapeake. It's called the Delaware River. That's where all of our water comes from. Okay. So like drinking water, shower water, out your faucet, that's our water. It's literally the river. And so any water or any trash, or pollutants that fall onto the land around the river, and for us here in Wilmington, it's the Brandywine River and Brandywine Creek. Yes. Yeah, any trash that falls onto the ground, if we don't pick that up, it's going to end up in our waterways. And then that waterway is more polluted, and that's us. Exactly. So it's imperative that we actually realize that dropping trash on the ground is like literally dropping trash on yourself. Yeah, because it's like that's the level of how serious, this whole environmental climate change conversation is. So the Trash into Treasure Art Contest is to showcase that we need to pick up our trash. But the cool part is it is all by Delaware artists. And they use trash materials, recyclable materials. So you'll see people use things like aluminum cans and lids, plastic bottle caps, anything that you can reuse and not put in the trash. Right. There's a whole conversation about where our trash goes, how much trash we each individually make, right? Yes, our carbon footprint. But then what happens after our trash? And I just learned, I got some contacts with waste management, so I learned some cool things about our trash. It's really about us getting plugged in and knowing how to be connected to our community, because there's a lot of good people doing the work, but we either need to kind of make amends or just get informed. So if somebody wants to check out the exhibit, they can go to the Route 9 library whenever the library is open and check out the Trash into Treasure art exhibit. Yes, the Route 9 library. There are pieces currently at Route 9 now. Yep, it's been set up last week, and so it is ready to go. There's an online voting form. You can scan with your phone a QR code, and the top prizes, please vote, because they are local artists. During this process, I learned how much artists really aren't paid for their amazing work, because they are the creatives, like keeping our society colorful. But we are going to, the top prize winners are going to be gifted from us, our organization, a $350 gift card, $250 gift card, or $150. Okay. So that's our contribution back to help support art. We're doing a lot of initiatives to help bring more art to the city, because that's how we bring us back to that connected, living, just positive, like you said, positive vibrations. Paint the town red, right? Go check out the Trash into Treasure art exhibit at the Route 9 Library. Yes. Give your input on who you think has the best piece down there. And big ups to other artists participating and involved. That's dope. Anything else for people to get involved to, get active, get into in Wilmington, in Delaware? What else is going on? I'm intrigued with all the environmentalism that's going on. I didn't know what was going on around town. You gotta put us on, Jasmine. What else can we get into? So now there is really an entire environmental movement, like you said, for the whole city to just, but not just the city, all of us collectively as Delaware, getting active, in community gardening, volunteer opportunities, and even just local events. Show up is really where, the community is right now. Show up to events if you care about a thing, care about an issue that you see others are organizing around, or volunteer. People need help with, different organizations, and not even just need help, give back to your community, because while the community has a lot to offer, we also need the community to step up and serve for the community. So I agree. Keep an eye out for different opportunities like that. I know Do you want to share? Is there?
Yeah, because I encourage people to always stay active, get active, and when it comes to environmental justice, you can even get active at a political level. Representative Larry Lambert is one of our reps that is passionate for environmental justice. He's even been active and communicating and being an advocate for federal resources to come here for Delaware for environmental justice. But he is hosting a constituent coffee on Friday, March 14th at the Claymont Adult Daycare Center from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Join Representative Larry Lambert for a constituent coffee to share your thoughts and concerns about our community. And if you're living in the Bear area, this Thursday, March 6th, from 5:30 to 7:30, it will be a joint constituent conversation with Speaker of the House Representative Minor Brown. Big shout outs to Representative Mimi Brown. She is the first black woman to be Speaker of the House of Representatives in Delaware. She will be joined by Representative Kendra Johnson and Senator Marie Pinckney at the Bear Library this Thursday, March 6th from 5:30 to 7:30. They want to hear from constituents that live in the Bear area. But I'm telling you, a lot of times, a lot of people don't attend these events. So if you are a resident of Delaware, you can feel free to attend and make sure the Speaker of the House can hear your concerns and thoughts about the community that you live in and how we can make Delaware a better place.
Absolutely.
And we definitely going to try to make Delaware a more healthier environment.
Yeah.
Stop littering, stop throwing the trash down outside, start cleaning up, make sure that you're recycling, because when you just throw trash that is not disposable into the regular trash, it lives in the landfill, it taints the soil, and we ain't even going to get into Delaware and how large our landfill is. Because we don't want to get to a point that like New York and we just let trash float on the water in the different boats, but we got to control our trash output because it all has to go somewhere.
Yeah, and if I can add to that, it's
ahead.
Not even just about where you put your trash. Also consider consuming less plastics overall. Yep. That's kind of like a new message that I'm working on kind of creating for kids here in Wilmington, because there's a such thing as just using more items that, like carrying our... Yeah. So Delaware already outlawed plastic bags. Right. We can start there. But there's such thing as, your reusable water bottles, your reusable bag to the store, and buying things that aren't in plastic. Okay. Because, to the health side of things, environmentally, it's also about our health. We have this whole concept around microplastics in our blood, which is like what scientists have kind of discovered, that we as people, we literally have consumed so much plastic that... it's literally inside of us. So
hold on. Let's talk about that, because that's intriguing to me. So for other people that's listening and that's watching, so do you mean to tell me if I'm drinking too many bottled waters, I might got pieces of plastic inside of my body?
Unfortunately, it's not even if you're drinking too many. All of us are constantly exposed to so many pollutants that we are all contaminated at this point.
With plastic?
Yeah, with plastic.
Because we done had so many honey buns, that plastic that the honey bun is sitting in, I got pieces of that inside of me, man.
Not even that. If you use Starbucks, I don't want to say brands, but
come on, this is all black. Everything we concerned about black people right now. Starbucks.
I mean, Starbucks.
So because I even drink it, I ain't even too bougie. I like some Starbucks coffee. Hold on. So when I drink my Starbucks coffee out that cup, I'm drinking a little bit of plastic.
So I've seen not even research papers at this point, memes, because it's so public that the lids that they use on, and all of these companies use, you take your coffee, your tea to go, but you put a plastic lid on top. If it's hot, what does heat do? Heat causes reactions, exactly. So you're literally, that plastic is already, it's called leaching when it's very small amounts, right?
Because it ain't physically melted where it's dripping in there, but it's plastic molecules that's dripping into my coffee because they got this plastic lid on.
Literally, every time you get that kind of drink. So that's how serious, like, we really need a full lifestyle. Yes, switch holistically to understand. Yeah, how to get back to nature, get back
minimize
to
your plastics, y'all.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm learning something new. Matter of fact, right there, we're going to pause. I got to get my mind right. We're going to come back. I'm going to sit back and just think about how I could use less plastic. And how much plastic is probably in my body right now. But we're going to take a break and check out Richard Raw, Black and I'm Proud. Y'all stay with us. Don't go nowhere. And Jasmine, you make sure you stick around too. So the mics is out there, but we still floating on Facebook Live.
So much information. That's where I am right now. Just teaching people.
We need more community education town halls on this topic. You're right. Because sometimes we look at it as like it's boring or it's not what we into. But some of this that you bringing up and how you coming with it, just as a matter of fact, it's like, wow. Wow. I'm already been getting more aware of like what I'm eating, what I'm drinking. I'm trying to juice more, trying to be more on that fruits and vegetables. Like, just cause man, listen, I'm not anti-meat, but I'm anti-clone meat. Like if it's chicken, but like in the market they might sell you something that's not even chicken. It's just called chicken, like. It's getting crazy out here, so it's like I can taste it, I can feel it. But then when you add in even like the packaging, and it's real, you know, it's a lot, but it's real. So it's
like you said, the honey buns, that's like legit. Like,
plastic.
Even the chips, candy, like you eat candy so much that like you.
It's so
rapper.
I know I didn't eat some rapper. I don't eat candy no more. My teeth. I protected my teeth, but when I was eating them now laters,
exactly.
I definitely ate a lot of plastic paper, that gum, lollipops, all that. They get stuff on there. You're not worried about that. You like, I started eating this candy now. I ain't even gonna throw that piece of paper, that piece of plastic.
Yeah, but it's like that kind of small, but all of those little tiny instances of exposure. That's what the science of it is, that those tiny exposures add up over time, and then it's producing what we know now as major chronic illnesses and just health effects that are adverse. Obviously, it's not what we would normally be exposed to.
Because it's your body reacting to having so much doggone plastic in it.
Glad to talk about this kind of stuff. There's not a lot of platforms to have this conversation.
We gonna boost it. We on our environmental justice.
Yes.
Look, I got Bob Dukes plugged in. She said, "Wow," on the plastic intake.
Yeah.
She be rapping. Positive thinking, positive change. And we're back on All Black Everything. This week I got a special host, Jasmine. I'm your guy, Haneef302, and we are live in the studios of WHGE 95.3 FM. Delaware's first and only black-owned radio station. And you know, each and every week on All Black Everything, we come in with politics respectfully. We are not conforming. We are not playing respectability politics with these people. We going to say what we got to say, especially if it's for the benefit of our people and for our people. So Jasmine, if you are doing community outreach, if you are already active in the community, I know you got something to say to these politicians about something that's going on in Delaware and in the environment or in period for our people. So where you want to start at? Where you want to go with it?
Well, I guess I can start with the fact that I just relocated to the city of Wilmington. So I am now a Wilmington resident.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
A resident again, because yes, I was raised here from 3 up until 18 when I went to college. So I'm familiar with how it goes, but now I'm on the adult side of it.
Yeah, right. I could dig it.
It's different. Yeah. But yeah, I think I would start with what was a big issue. I honestly was going to turn a blind eye to this issue because honestly I didn't know how to tackle it. But then I saw that it was already being brought to the forefront. So I'm kind of glad to talk about the whole issue of Delmarva Power.
Come on.
Yeah.
Delmarva Power. Like, we going to bring this up each and every week until somebody addresses what's going on. Yeah. Because these bills are getting outrageous. I'm talking about, and then I looking at my bill, right? Because my bill went up a little bit. They ain't hit me across the head yet, but it went up a little bit. But I'm looking at the breakdown of the bill, and it don't look like how the bills used to look. It's like a supply fee, a delivery fee, a equipment fee. Like, when did I start paying for Delmarva Power fees?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to just be paying for the heat that I'm using and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's also like, so I was in Newcastle before, so it wasn't like I'm not familiar. I've also been on my own for like, what is it now, 5, 6 years? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm familiar with, maintaining bills and things.
Right.
But I've seen like a huge spike in the price. I also moved from an apartment to a home. I live in, a townhouse, so it's different, right? Yeah. I pay for gas and electric. Okay. But one of the things that I was curious about myself was the delivery fee.
Right.
So you mentioned those fees, and that delivery fee, I was like, I asked them. I called up Delmarva, and I'm like, okay, what is this delivery fee for? Because you're saying, for me, it was like an extra $100+ fee.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's like outrageous, because that was not on my previous bills. So anyway, what they told us is that, I want to get the exact wording.
Come on, pull it up. See, this is why I like Jasmine. She read quoted.
My sources, they were like, this is an
You too, Neat? That's crazy how people are here saying that their bills going up.
So the delivery fee, they said, is an extra charge to deliver gas across the city through the gas piping, and for the city to maintain these gas pipes in the city of Wilmington.
Wow, that's what they said.
Yeah, and I was curious about that. I feel like if I was any other person, I would have been like, okay, right?
Right.
But I'm not anybody. My fiance is also a plumber.
Right.
His dad is a master plumber, and so he has been doing plumbing for 8 years
Word.
Since he was a child. So he's been raised, he knows plumbing like the back of his hand, y'all, and he does construction on houses in our city and surrounding all the time with his license for others. So all that to say then that the piping process, and most people who have home repairs know this, when you call to get piping repaired or anything repaired in your house, you pay for that as a homeowner yourself,
right,
or as a person who's renting your spot, which I also again, I know how that goes because I've watched the process at home. So all that to say, there's no additional money that's paid to these construction workers or plumbers by the city to be installing, maintaining, or repairing gas lines.
Of course
So
not.
Why is Delmarva charging a fee for this as if the city and them have this relationship or whatever setup that they do that?
And see, Jasmine, this is my problem with elected officials right now. Because Delmarva Power is able to do this because in 2023, they submitted a rate increase proposal to the Delaware Public Service Commission. The Delaware Public Service Commission is a government entity designed to look over all and monitor and regulate all the utility companies. They put in a proposal that got approved, and so now the implementation was supposed to take place at the end of 2024. So this is why since about October, November to now, people are seeing rate increases because it already got approved. Now, I've been reaching out to our state legislators, and a lot of them are telling me they are not familiar with this process. They are not familiar with the proposal that got approved in 2023, and they're not even familiar with the chain of command when it comes to the Delaware Public Service Commission. And I'm finding that hard to believe, but I'm just accepting it while I continue to do the homework. Because I'm like, how can you be a state senator? How can you be a state representative? This is a government agency that, yes, their employees may get appointed by the governor. But how does nobody know what they're doing or what they're approving? Right? And we're going to stay on top of Delmarva. Matter of fact, make sure you watch out on my page and on EbonéX page, on Shanae Darby, on Facebook. There's going to be a rally and protest in front of Delmarva coming up this month.
And show up. Right?
Enough people are tired.
Up, right?
Bring your speakers, bring games. Ooh. They're going to meet at the riverfront by the movie theater so you can park your cars comfortably. And we're going to walk down to Delmarva and have a peaceful protest block party right outside there. So that we are not in the house running up electric. We're going to sit right there. Bring your signs out. Be ready to make some noise because we need the demand that Delmarva Power lower these rates. It's no way in the world I'm supposed to be paying the delivery fee. It's your job to deliver the gas and electric to my crib. Why am I paying for that?
That's why I was like, what's the delivery fee? As if I'm ordering a pizza.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. Like,
I seen a supply charge on there. Like, hold on. I know a little bit about sales. How am I buying your work? Like, you supposed to buy the supply. And it said to me, you just, to be able to increase your rate, you just want to tell me flat out, you paying to have the supply of energy come in and for me to deliver it to. Wow.
Yeah.
So that means you just getting money all the way around the board.
Yeah.
While the typical and average family suffers. I mean, at this point, I think the Attorney General should step in because this got to be price gouging. This got to be something. If everybody's overlooking it, the state legislators don't know what to do. They made a bill. They just made new legislation that said they're going to increase assistance to people that need help. Great. Dandy. But that just means Delmarva Power is still going to make all this money. Even if y'all helping to pay the bills. Nah, somebody need to step in and demand that they stop with this spike in electric bills, that they stop with this price gouging, and that they stop abusing and taking advantage of the people here in Delaware. Like, nah, for real, man. Enough is enough. Word. So, now, all right, so we going to protest, we going to make noise on Delmarva Power, but I mean, at a federal level, Jasmine, politically, what do you think about, I call him Don Don, man, because I can't even call him president, I can't even call him by his last name, so I just call him Don Don. What do you think about Don Don? How is he affecting the environment, Jasmine?
I know, I had a teacher who referred to him as 45, which I think that was for the last presidency, but I guess it still counts. He's 45 and 47 now? Whatever. I know for people like me, I'll just be quite plain and honest and clear, it's a tough time. And people like me, I mean environmentalists, people who do humanitarian work, as in like just for people, just for the sake of taking good care of humanity. And then health and wellness workers. And I'll add government employees as well. Because the things that we've been seeing by this administration are like, not just unprecedented, but it's like, it's almost like disrespectful. Like you don't even understand the things that are a part of these processes. And like we as the people, it's almost like you can see them like, oh, we're going to take away a thing. And then the next day it's like, never mind, we didn't know that was an important thing. Well, guess what? That's how I felt with the whole federal park rangers, right? So that was...
Don Don got rid of park rangers?
Yeah, so it was a couple weeks ago, but it was a big national news that Trump fired all the federal park rangers, or at least, I'm not sure the full story, but a good amount of them.
What?
Yeah. And that's like,
what?
Not a cool thing.
Don is crazy.
Because it's not cool because those are the stewards of the land, right?
Yes.
When it comes to our national parks and things, right, you might think that it's just a patch of green or some trees over there, but that's not it at all. The whole purpose of preserving these green spaces is kind of like the actual Lorax movie.
Right.
They're the only green spaces we have left.
Right.
If those spaces were not protected by our federal government and the law that protects them, the regulations that keep them protected, we would not have them, for one, unless somebody bought it and owned it by their individual self, and then we as the public don't have access to that. But also, park rangers actually maintain and do quality maintenance. So they have scientists along with those park rangers that check for water quality, soil quality, wildlife populations, and they help to prevent illegal dumping, or they monitor illegal dumping, and then contaminant testing, remediation projects, on top of also being the friendly person that when you show up in the middle of this woods, right, that is, if anyone goes to different national parks or state parks, and then, yes, you have a greeter person, and they're like, hi, hello. That's that person. Their job is to maintain this green space. And it might seem like they're doing nothing, but they're actually being the person who makes sure that people who want to do harm to the earth are held accountable. Right. So that is all of that in a nutshell. Wow. But really, the important thing that I think is that this is a very dangerous move in terms of environmental health. And we just had this plastic conversation. So
if it's no park ranger,
yeah.
now I could dump whatever I want to dump there. I could put whatever I want in there. I could build over top of it if I want or decide to. Wow.
And as a economic powerhouse that America is, and because there's a strong economic push by his administration, honestly, that's what we're clearly seeing is the direction that they're trying to go in. So us standing up as the people is like literally all we got right now. We have to come together. We have to make sure that we, talk about that we want to protect our, green spaces, but protect our own environmental health. But also just fight against all this stuff right now, because the whole removal of DEI, man, there's like so much.
That done go crazy. I'm still thinking about how the park rangers ain't make it, man. With the Don administration, but I mean, he's destroying environmental protections and professions. He has already destroyed the flight and aviation profession. You know what I mean? He just got rid of the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. He dismantled the Public Air and Safety Public Commission. And ever since we've been seeing planes falling out of the sky, colliding with each other almost on a daily, if not weekly basis. In addition, Dun just killed DEI in affirmative action. He said, man, I don't care if you black. I don't care of your sexual preference. I don't care what you going through. We going to get the jobs to whoever we want to give them to. We want to show favoritism to whoever we want. And it doesn't matter. There are no more federal protections to protect you by race, class, or sexual orientation. It's affecting government employees. Like, if you know anybody that works for the federal government, they're going through it right now. There are a lot of black people, I'm starting to read reports, that are taking the buyout from President Trump. If you don't know, Dun offer all federal employees a buyout. That if you take it, you'll get paid now through September, your regular pay. And then after that, you don't get nothing else. You feel me? I mean, if it's your time to retire, all your pensions, you won't lose any of that. But you can take the payout. Just quit the federal government, still get paid for about 6-7 months. And then after that, live your best life. He don't care. Right? The DEI is also affecting nonprofit organizations. People don't know there are so many of these organizations in our communities that only get funding through the federal government because they are serving black and brown people. No more of that. If your funding is solely dependent on the federal government, it is already froze up. There are people who are fighting to keep it flowing, but I'm telling you, in certain cities and certain states, it's becoming a problem and an issue. It's affecting schools, K through 12, all the way through different universities. There are different universities that have received a letter from the Secretary of Education, Miss McMahon. Yeah, Miss McMahon from the wrestling family, the McMahons. She is the Secretary of Education, and she has told all or most universities that if they have specific programs, courses, activities, or extracurricular groups, social groups that are explicit to minorities, then they are at risk of losing their federal funding. And he is taking bullying to the extreme. I mean, to be the official leader of this country, Don is really, to me, going mad. I mean, what he did to the Ukrainian president a couple days ago was, I mean, just straight up bullying. I mean, to me, because I don't watch the news often, I just happened on Friday afternoon to say, let me turn to CNN and just see what they talking about. I said, I'm going to flip through all of them because they write, you know, on my TV in order. CNN, MSNBC, Fox. I even check out the Fox. They be a little left field, but let me hear what they said. And everybody had on the fact that the Ukrainian president was leaving the White House because Trump and his VP, Don and his right-hand man, sat there and bullied that man. I mean, reality TV bully. No matter what he said, they had a script that they was going to say. Some of the comments they was making didn't even make sense or didn't even match the conversation that was trying to be had. And so my point in highlighting everything that Don is going crazy with is I hope that it inspires and motivates you to speak up. We got to speak up and speak out. That's the only way that it's going to stop. That's one of the best ways to deal with the trauma of what's going on. Because you can't tell me it ain't trauma. To have been have politics as usual for over 100 years here in this country, and then now to have a bully, a tyrant, a person just in office doing whatever it is that they want to do. It's traumatizing in some, but you know, don't let it get the best of you. Make sure you speak up, you speak out. And I believe we can get Don on track or get him out of here sooner or later. You feel me?
We are hoping for just peace at this point. I think that's where I work in nonprofit. That's the other part. I work in like a lot of nonprofits here in the city, and not even like work for. I volunteer. So like one of those nonprofits is also Passion in Paris, which means peace on earth. So we all just need peace right now. That's the goal. We really need to come together and, you know, realize that we need each other. Like you said, Ubuntu. Is that the word that
Ubuntu.
Can you say that again? What was the
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, yes.
Yes, I am because we are. That's really what it's all about. Especially in the black community. This is all black everything. And one thing that myself and EbonéX are in agreement with is, as a people, we have to learn how to be communal with one another. We have to learn how to be able to come together in unity and solidarity. And that starts from learning together, being together with positive energy in the community, and from getting active and speaking up together. You feel me? And this is what we do, and this is how we do it on All Black Everything. We always want to come with the black experience, unfiltered and unapologetic. We got about 5 more minutes, Jasmine. So before we roll out of here, what else do you got on your mind? What you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
I know my last note is just because I'm definitely in a lot of different, my hands are in a lot of different spaces, I'll say, but that's what environmental science is all about. It's really about connecting the dots of how we're really all connected. That's the first principle of environmental science. Everything affects everything. A piece of trash dropped over here is going to affect China, right? Like that's literally the first piece that, so like that connected, but that's how all of our systems and processes work, because that's how the earth works. So just getting people connected to black farmers, black people as farmers, black people restoring their ties to indigenous and ancient culture, because we are.
That's right.
And there's like so much of a conversation that needs to be had about melanated people as indigenous people.
That's
I'll just leave y'all with that one.
That's
like it. And besides that, also supporting local black-owned businesses. That's actually like a cool thing. I brought all my black-owned gear that I wear all the time because I support as many black-owned, right? I buy from my local Jamaican spots, food, African stores, food, but also I buy, I have to show y'all, right, on Instagram Live. I support, I graduated with this queen who is the owner of this business. Her business is called J. Nichelle Beauty. You can check her out on Instagram, And Google, if you look up her store, she does have her own online store. It's a beauty store. She has lashes, all the makeup, all the jewelry. And this purse, I bought it. Well, actually, it was a gift from the soon-to-be hubby. But yeah, it's like a luxury brand, and just really trying to give back to like our own local business. She's also in Delaware, so this is a Delaware-owned, right? That's so fitting. A Delaware-owned business. She sells this. I also got this from her. My lipstick is from her. So support.
Shout out to J Nichelle. J.N.A.C.H.E.L.L.E. That's J Nichelle. Look her up.
Yep.
Instagram, Facebook. Let's Google her. J. Nichelle. She should pop right up.
Yes.
That's dope. That's really a dope bag right there.
Other businesses, my earrings are from Queen of Sheba Oasis here in Wilmington.
Okay.
Yeah.
Queen of Sheba, do you know where they at exactly in Wilmington? I need to hit that up.
I wish I had the
There's some things for my mom and my wife.
They're right on the corner of Orange Street, and what's that other street? I wonder if I can look it up real quick.
Is that 9th and Orange?
Is it 9th? It might be 9th and Orange. Queen of Sheba. Let me see.
Let's see if she pop up, because I want to make sure. I just love the name.
Yeah.
Queen of Sheba.
Yup, here it is. 205 West 9th Street.
205 West 9th Street, right near 9th and Orange. Make sure you go support Queen of Sheba Oasis.
Yes, the owner of the store is Nasaktat.
Okay.
And everyone should actually make an effort to join them on Sundays at 2 o'clock. I would be there right now if I wasn't here with y'all, but they do classes, free classes for the community on some of our ancient culture. So I definitely encourage you to come out, check it out. They're really very sweet, down to earth, and conscious people. So get connected to your conscious community.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And before I roll out, I'm going to hit y'all with another term. It is Ujamaa. Ujamaa is about familyhood, brotherhood. It's a Swahili term that emphasizes cooperative economics. Basically, we all got to support. Make sure you support local small businesses, man. Big shout out to Jerry Deans. You can look them up. Facebook, Instagram, internet, online. They're located right at the corner of 7th and Church. They have some of the best soul food that you've ever tasted. I know right now they've been operating on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday basis. So right now, they got them soul food, lunch, and dinner platters going at Jerry Dean's. Also, my guy from South Bridge, man, make sure you support Carry My Own Weight. Carry My Own Weight is a local fashion brand that's trending in Delaware and in the tri-state area. You can get it online at cmow.com, carrymyownweight.com, or you can visit the store right on Newcastle Avenue. I don't have the exact address, but it's right across the street from the fire station in the heart of Southbridge in Wilmington, Delaware. And my guy, Gash, the owner of Carry My Own Weight, also owns Big Times Bar. So whether it's happy hour or you just need a pick-me-up, you can stop by Big Times Bar, get a slushie, and make sure you ask them to walk the plank. I'm telling you, those slushies are the bomb. And if you're looking to throw an event, I don't know when the wedding's coming, but if y'all need a spot to have the wedding, make sure you check out the venue. My folks, Aisha, will get you straight. Tell her Haneef sent you. But get with the venue or the venue 2.0 for all your event needs. Whether it is a wedding. Aisha's wife is actually an officiant. She could actually marry you. So whether you want to do the wedding, whether you want to do the wedding reception, baby showers, bar mitzvahs, parties, get-togethers, no matter what you're trying to do, make sure you get with the venue or the venue 2.0 for all your event space needs. But no matter what you do, make sure that you stay black and you stay proud, because that's how we do it, and that's how we doing it on All Black Everything. Jasmine, it's been a pleasure having you this week in place of EbonéX. How you feel doing this show today?
This is dope. I'm honestly gonna keep this motion going, right? So follow me also I'm on Instagram at Queens, the letter R, Holistic.
Queens are holistic on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow Jasmine. Stay up on that environmental justice. Make sure that you tell a friend and tell a friend that on Sundays at 1 p.m., It's all black everything. Where we unapologetically black all the time, every time. Until next time, y'all, much peace and much love.